So Michael Conlan is going to take on Jason Cunningham on the Carl Frampton Josh Warrington undercard on December 22nd in Manchester. Alongside on this card, we're also going to have Paddy Barnes. I don't really know who else is on it now, to be fair, but I know them two are confirmed, and obviously the main event, of course. This is, I think, a ploy from Fish Eyes to try and get more attention onto this card, because it's going up against Dylan White and Derek Chisora. And I think that fight, just based, because people have a memory of the first fight, and people have a memory of Dylan White, making a war out of it, Derek Chisora making a war out of it, and judging Dylan White and Derek Chisora's last two fights each respectively against Joseph Parker and Carlos Takam, it's going to add a bit more hype onto this fight if it didn't already need it. So I think that, this is Fish Eyes trying to pull out all the stops to, get this Carl Frampton, Josh Warrington, card out there. Now, me personally, I've not really got the two cards. I'll watch both of them if I can. I might flick back and forth. I might buy one and stream one. I don't know, but I want to watch both cards. So I really don't mind. It's good. They're all good fights. I think what I might do is there's some fights that interest me more than others. So I'll be chopping back and forth between the two. That's my way of looking at it. It's boxing at the end of the day. But personally, I think that Derek Chisora versus Dylan White will do better. And I like Carl Frampton, I like Josh Warrington, but I think that, Derek Chisora, it's two heavyweights slugfest. That's just going to do better. It's just a fact. People love heavyweights. Anyone will tell you, most people who are into boxing or even just know boxing love the heavyweights. So that's just the way it is. Anyway, I'm going off topic here. I want to get back onto this fight. So Michael Conlan. Michael Conlan is a fighter who I've not done any videos on really. I've mentioned him in a few videos. He's a prospect. Right, I've seen a lot of Mike Conlan's amateur fights, and I've seen all of his pro fights, as far as I believe. And with me as a prospect, the jury is still out on Mick Conlan. I think he's very, very, very talented. He is a hell of a lot more talented than his brother. But his brother Jamie is more value for money. I mean, Jamie is, a British level fighter, but he goes life to death with journeyman, and it's fun to watch. I remember his fight with Anthony Nelson was unbelievable. So definitely Michael Conlan is more talented. But I've seen a couple of his fights. I've seen his fight on the Jorge Linares Vasyl Lomachenko undercard. And he won that fight on points. I think he was fighting some Spanish guy. And I thought that Mick Conlan did not look good at all. I thought that he looked very slow. He was very easy to hit with a jab. And he was just looking for one shots against a negative fighter where, most people would especially most prospects, even certain prospects who know that they're not necessarily big punchers, would just try and set up shots, whereas Mick Conlan wasn't doing it. He was just literally looking for one right hand. So Mick Conlan, since then, he's come back and he's impressed me a lot more. So, I like Mick Conlan. I think he's a good fighter. He seems like a good guy. But the jury's still out. But the few things about Mick Conlan that kind of worry me is his choice of promoters and the way his career is being managed, so to speak. Mick Conlan, before he signed with Top Rank, said that he wouldn't fight journeymen or bums, and his career has been nothing but. He's with Bob Arum, and I think when he's fighting in the UK, he's with Fish Eyes. That's not a particularly good move, I don't think. I don't think that's a particularly good move in the States to be signed with Bob Arum. Personally, I don't understand why he didn't sign with Eddie Hearn. I mean, Eddie Hearn has his own platform. He has his platform here in the UK. Look at the job he's done on Katie Taylor. That's all I got to say about that. So yeah, I think that Mick Conlan, he should have signed with Eddie Hearn. I know since his brother Jamie was signed with Fish Eyes, that probably he didn't get, he probably had it in his ear, what Eddie Hearn is like, this, that, and the other. So maybe that's why he didn't sign with him. But I think that Mick Conlan definitely missed the boat not signing with Eddie Hearn. But I want to touch on this fight. Jason Cunningham is a former English bantamweight champion, I believe. He has fought down as low as Superfly. And Mick Conlan is a featherweight. So this is going to be a big, big step up. I know he has fought guys, I think Jordan Gill, and I think he fought someone else at featherweight. And he was beaten in both fights. I think one of them he was stopped in. I forget. I think it was Reece Bellotti who stopped him, if I'm not wrong. So, he's kind of in and around British level. So this is, a kind of fight you would expect Mick Conlan to be at. You would expect him to win. I don't think he'll stop him. I don't think Mick Conlan has that much punching power to stop a Jason Cunningham. I could be wrong. I don't know how many rounds this is. If it's 8 rounds, I would suspect it's probably going to points. If it's any longer, might stop him, maybe. If it depends. But yeah, I think it's a good step up fight for Mick Conlan. I really don't know where he wants to go with his career. I mean, we're talking British level right this very minute in time. So it's always harder when the fighter's in America because there's no like British level, European level. It's always kind of harder to judge them. But let's say Mick Conlan's British level. I think that definitely he could win a world title. Definitely could. But right now, I need to see more of him. I think the jury's still out. But this is a good step up fight. It's a fight in the right direction. And yeah, I think Mick Conlan will come out with this fight with a win. And I'd be very surprised if he didn't. It's just how does he win? I think points. I'm going to go with points. But those are my thoughts on this. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Mick Conlan, he's a fighter I keep my eye on a lot. And, we'll see how it goes. So those are my thoughts on this. Feel free to leave yours below.